Let's be under no illusion that we are in an economic recession in agriculture, particularly here in the UK. We have a huge amount of uncertainty, soaring input costs and rock bottom commodity prices, so you don't really need me to tell you that the outlook isn't particularly bright for 2026. So as a company or brand within agriculture, what should you do or what can you do about it? How can you look at the next 12 months as an opportunity rather than something to fear? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you the single most important thing that you can do now to make your company impossible to ignore in 2026. And if you're new here, I'm Sandy, founder of Farmstock. I specialise in brand marketing, helping companies within agriculture stand out, get noticed, and actually grow their businesses. So let's get into it. Now, I'm not going to spend the next 5 minutes of this video explaining why we're in a recession within agriculture. I imagine most of you watching this will probably know why. And this isn't going to be another here are 5 marketing tactics to use type video either. I'm going to ask you to focus on just one thing in your business for 2026, and that is your brand. Now, I've argued long enough that there are plenty of very well-known companies within agriculture, but actually very few strong brands. And I appreciate that brand's one of these words that means everything and nothing all at the same time, which is why I'm going to try and break it down over the next few minutes to show you why I believe that this is one of the biggest opportunities for companies within agriculture, particularly during an economic downturn. Your brand really sits at the very heart of your company, and your marketing will only ever be as strong as your brand. Let that sink in for a minute. I'm not talking about your logos or your colour schemes. I'm talking about why you exist, what it is that you believe, and what do customers feel when they engage with you. Because if you aren't able to convey any emotion in your marketing, then you'll be stuck talking about features and benefits whilst trying to compete on price. And we all know where that ends up. In a time where farmers are tightening their belts and scrutinising every single penny, they need to be able to feel safe and trust you, and a strong brand does exactly that. Because when you share what you believe, invite your customers to be part of that mission, and are consistent, then that builds familiarity, and that builds trust. I know that in a male-dominated industry like agriculture, talking about your emotions might feel like a waste of time, but I can assure you it's not. So what can you actually do to build or strengthen your brand over the next 12 months? I want you to sit down either now or over the festive period, take a step back from your business and ask yourself a few questions. Firstly, answer your why. Ask yourself, why am I doing this other than to make money? What gets you out of bed every morning? What do you believe about your sector or the industry itself? Because every strong brand has to have a fight, a surface to rub against, and you need to know what that fight is. With Farmstock, I believe that the vast majority of marketing out there is just rubbish. It's rubbish because everybody looks, sounds, and feels exactly the same. I firmly believe that in order to succeed with your marketing, your business needs to take some risks and breed nervousness into your marketing. That is a hill that I will die on, and that sits at the centre of my entire business and everything that I communicate. Now, not everyone likes or agrees with that, but that's fine. My job is to show people that there's an alternative way and that you don't have to be bland and corporate in your marketing, and I invite people on that journey with me. Secondly, differentiate, but look for differentiation in the right places. Far too many companies look at their products and services for differentiation, but going into 2026, belief is the new differentiator. Take any company that makes a plough, for example. The ploughs remained virtually the same for centuries, and there really is only so much that you can do to reinvent the thing. Horse, on the other hand, don't make a plough, because their founding principles are all centred around non-till and minimum tillage farming practices. That is what they believe, and for me, that should form the core of all their marketing communications. Allow customers who believe what you believe to be part of the journey with you. And thirdly, remember that brands are like people. They are the business equivalent of people. Ask yourself, who do you want this company to be? When you go to a party or down the pub, who do you like to talk to? Do you want to talk to the dull, boring accountant who sits in the corner with absolutely nothing to say? Or the fun, energetic person who makes you laugh and smile? Brands have a lot more stretch than you think, so don't pigeonhole yourself into thinking that your brand has to be bland and corporate. I know products and services will have to be sold over the next 12 months, but the companies that will succeed will be the ones who take a longer term approach. The ones that are prepared to build a highly differentiated brand that will carry them through the good times and the bad. Look beyond your products and your services and ask yourself why you're doing what you're doing. What do you believe that can set you apart? And how do we want to make people feel? Because whether you like it or not, humans buy with emotion and they justify it with logic. And if you're not incorporating emotion into your marketing, then quite frankly, you're going to get left behind. As always, get in touch if you need any help with this. I spend a good proportion of my time working with companies within the industry to help them build stronger brands, get noticed, and actually grow their businesses. Click the link below or drop me a comment, and of course, good luck.